guys, my name is Annabelle from Horizon Cosplay. This is my friend Emma, and today we are unboxing the bin bags worth of fabric haul we just acquired.
We were very excited.
So essentially we saw a lady advertising, come to her house and fill a bin bag full of fabric for £20, and we both went and we've both filled a bin bag full of fabric for £20, and now we're going to go through the finds to see what we've got. Would you like to lead off?
That would be lovely. So, I've got these two fabrics that I'll pull out at the same time because they're very similar. And they're both a sort of tan beige colour. I don't really know what I use these for. I think this one might be a linen. Obviously it'll take a burn test to tell that.
Ooh, it feels like linen though.
Yeah, it does feel rather like linen, doesn't it? And I think I'll use this to make a new pair of 18th century stays because my last pair was very much machine done and I'd like to do a pair that's a bit more done by hand. So that'll be what that'll be used for.
Okay, so my first fabric is this, which is very shiny, and essentially it is a lovely black kind of, I actually don't know what the material is, it's a bit stretchy,
Yeah,
but it's
a bit stretchy,
embroidered, got flowers, lots of sequins. I'm not normally a fan of sequins, but I have a project specifically in mind for this one, and I think this is going to look absolutely gorgeous with it.
So my next fabric is this one. Now both of us think that this might be a silk. It's very nice. If it is a silk, it's got a lot of slubs in it, so it's got a lot of thicker threads, a lot of thinner threads, a lot of variation. It's very nice. Neither of us really have an idea of what to use this for, so we've kind of made an agreement that whoever figures out a project for this first gets to use it, so we shall see who figures that one out first.
My next fabric is this lovely big chunk of, oh my gosh, I've forgotten the word, what's it called? It goes all stretchy because it's been embroidered in a certain way. Is it called shearing? The point is, it's got thread, like elastic thread all through it, so it's been gathered in a certain way, making it really, really stretchy. And it's just super cool, really. And again, it's not normally the kind of thing I would go for, but I have a project in mind for this, so I think I'm going to use this maybe for my Lady Loki cosplay.
That would be
has
really cool.
Got some tears and mice or moth holes at the edges, but to be fair, it's the middle bit that I'm interested in, so we can always let that slide. And I think all of this fabric probably needs to go through the wash before we use any of it.
Absolutely. It's all been stored for a good number of years apparently, and it all just has that slightly musty, damp smell. The next fabric I want to talk about is this one, and there's loads of this. Now, this is a nice dark grey, and it feels like a suiting of some description, a very lightweight suiting. It feels like it might have some wool content, but it's nice, it's lightweight, there's lots of it.
It feels quite soft really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels very soft on the inside, and then the outside has a much smoother texture. So this is going to make a lovely skirt, potentially a walking skirt. Don't be fooled by the fact I'm in jeans and a jumper today. I like to live in walking skirts. So yeah, that'll hopefully be what that'll be turned into, and there's plenty of it for a nice big full walking skirt.
So my next fabric is this blue. I think this might have at least some linen content in. There's a fair amount of it, but it is quite narrow. And essentially with this, I think I'm going to use it for my Ariel cosplay. Either to make the skirt or the shirt, I need to see tones of blue and what I've got, because I actually basically was looking specifically for my Ariel and Vanessa cosplays when we went today, so I got a lot of blue and a lot of purple. But I just love the movement of it. It feels really, really nice, and it's definitely going to get used for something.
Absolutely. We're going to pull out the bag next. It's like Christmas stockings.
Oh, I know, it is. It's great.
So there's not very much of this. I don't know if it's wool. It feels like it could be a coating. As I said, there's not very much of it.
That's literally all there is. Oh, and you've got a bit of a hole here as well.
Yeah. So who knows what this will be used for. Even if it's used for something as simple as a hat, it's quite nice. It's quite soft, and it feels like it'll be a good fabric to make something out of, even though there's not very much of it.
This next fabric has to be one of my favourite ones that I've found so far, and essentially it was a, what did we work it out, Italian virgin wool?
Yeah, it's Italian pure new wool, because we found this writing on the edge, and this is, we put it into Google Translate and it is Italian for pure new wool.
But the reason I picked it up is all along the base of this is this gorgeous embroidery right here, and I just love it. And probably this isn't going to be a costume. I think this is going to be like a proper everyday wearing dress, and it's just really, really nice, and we're definitely going to use this for something very, very good.
Right, so this is another nice big piece of potentially wool coating. It's a bit thicker than you'd expect from suiting, obviously, and what it's got is it's got this lovely like velvety flowers all over it. So the base fabric is black, the velvet is black, but obviously because it's velvet on a smoother fabric, it just shows up with this gorgeous texture. And it makes everything just lovely. And again, this is probably going to be a skirt of some sort, or potentially, if there's enough of it, a full outfit of skirt and waistcoat.
Okay, so my next fabric is a little bit more colourful than anything else we've had so far, and that is this lovely orange, brown and cream kind of checkered pattern. It's a stretchy fabric, and honestly I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but considering that I do love my autumn colours, this is definitely probably going to end up either a skirt or a dress of some description for everyday use. It's quite floaty, it has quite a nice movement to it. I mean, we'll definitely use it for something, I'm just not 100% sure what yet.
You're going to hate yourself when you get to sewing that.
I'm just hoping the final dress will be worth it.
Yeah.
Is pretty much my conclusion.
More wool! Or potential wool anyway, we've got a lot of burn testing to do. So this is a navy blue, and there is a lot of it. And when I say a lot of it, I mean a lot.
Oh my gosh, there's like meters and meters of this stuff.
Yeah, I think there's about 6 meters because I think there was a label attached to it. Now this I've got a very special project in mind for this. I work at a riding stables and there's a horse there that does go under side saddle. Ooh. And I've been informed that hopefully if I can make a full sort of proper tack and turn out riding habit to go with the side saddle, I might be able to take him out competing with the side saddle.
That would be really... Okay, so yes, you definitely have to do that.
That's what this is I've got in mind for this navy blue, because the thing that stopped me is a riding habit does take meters and meters of fabric, and ideally you want them made out of wool.
I think you've got enough here.
I think I've got enough here as well. So yeah, that's going to be my aim for this, is the riding habit of my dreams.
That would be amazing. My next fabric is this one, and this was something I was umming and ahhing about because I am not sure 100% what I'm using it for, but it was so pretty I just couldn't leave it there, and that is this lovely black lace, and it just has such a pretty pattern to it. Again, it's really nice movement. It's quite thick for a lace as well, and there's also a lot of it here, so I think we've got probably at least 4 or 5 meters here, maybe more. To be fair,
that's a lot.
Again, not 100% sure what I'm going to use it for. I'm definitely going to use it for something though, because this is freaking gorgeous, and I think this is one of my favourite things that I picked up today. Definitely.
The next thing I've got is another sort of charcoal grey fabric. Again, a relatively light suiting type. Again, we're looking at probably a skirt and potentially a few other things as well, because I
think we got really lucky here, because it wasn't just fill a bag with scraps, it was fill a bags with literally giant chunks of meters and meters of fabric, which is utterly amazing.
And this is the sort of fabric you could use for so many different things. You could make a nice pair of trousers, you could make a skirt suit, skirts galore. This has got a lot of plans in my head that I might make this into. So that's probably one of my favourite pieces of the day.
My next fabric was another thing that I picked up with Lady Loki in mind, and the thing is I actually already had a skirt fabric kind of picked out that I already own for Lady Loki to use in my stash, and then I saw this, and essentially from some angles this looks black and from some angles it looks green, and it is just the coolest thing. It's kind of like a weird velvet. I think the velvet itself is black and then it's got like a metallic green underlay, but it is really cool.
See the underlay on the back.
There isn't loads of it. Like, I would ideally like a little bit more for the skirt I was planning to make, but I'm pretty sure that I can use it for something in Lady Loki, because it is just such a perfect Loki fabric.
Absolutely.
That I can't really turn that down. And actually, to go with that, because Loki's colours are green, black and gold, the other thing I picked up was this gorgeous gold lace, which again, there's not a lot of it, but there's certainly enough that we can do something there.
I didn't see that when you were
I've been snatching it out from under your nose. And essentially, this is something else I want to use for Lady Loki. It's a gold lace, and because I have lots of green and black, I don't have a lot of gold to incorporate into the outfit. This was kind of my, we should put some gold in here and we will use it for something.
Solid stretch to it.
No, it does, and it's so soft as well. I love it when the lace is nice and soft. And again, it's just the perfect colour, which is exactly what we like.
Next thing I got was this fairly simple
Ooh.
check fabric. This was one that I was umming and ahhing a bit over. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted it. I do quite like it. There's not as much of it as there is of some of the other fabrics, but we shall see what I can make out of this. Could be a dress.
I feel like you should make, so you know, like the outfits from Seven Brides from Seven Brothers when they're doing the barn raising. Now I know this is a lot darker than anything they wear, but that kind of style of dress with the dark check,
That would look
I
lovely.
think
I'm
that
just
would be
not
amazing.
sure there's enough of it to get a dress like that out of.
I mean, if you did one that had plain sections of fabric as well, but that would be gorgeous. It's really nice though. Do you like that one?
It does need a wash though, that one.
Yes, it does rather smell. My next fabric is this kind of blue and purple knit. Is it a knit? I think it's a bit of a knit. Something anyway.
Yeah, that's the knit fabric.
Really, really nice. Bit stretchy, but not too much. It feels a little synthetic, but I don't think it's 100% synthetic. There's quite a bit of it, not as much as there is with some of the other fabrics, but it's just really nice. And I was debating on this because, again, I don't really have a project in mind, but it's the right colours for a lot of characters that I'm aiming at cosplaying at the moment, so I figured if I picked it up, then I can probably find something for it. Otherwise, it would just make a really nice waistcoat.
Absolutely.
Always like a good purple waistcoat.
Now this has got to be, again, another fabric that I wasn't too sure about, and I genuinely need to do some research on this. It's got lots of lovely prints on it of varying people. To my experience, I would say that this looks quite Indian, but I'm not sure.
I reckon it does.
I'd have to do a bit of research on that. I would hate to offend anybody by getting the culture wrong. However, the lovely thing about this is it's very soft, and I think this could be a silk.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that. I think it's the printed silk. It looks like it's almost just been printed on one side.
But again, this is going to be a burn test job to
definitely
find that one out. Just slide your hand along the underside.
Ooh, that is
soft that feels.
I think that was a good choice.
I think this was a good choice as well.
So my next fabric was this, which I think is some kind of thin cotton. And essentially it is just butterflies on black fabric with some flowers on, and I just thought that was really, really gorgeous. And I have for a while been gathering lots of various butterfly fabrics to make a patchwork quilt, and I'm kind of thinking this will probably be saved for use in the patchwork quilt for something. There's a lot of it here though, so I don't know, maybe I'll make a dress or a skirt out of it and then use scraps in the patchwork quilt, but definitely it's my kind of thing and it is utterly beautiful. So that is a very good find, I believe.
Right, what are we going to delve into next? So, I've got this.
Oh wow, I didn't see that one.
I picked this up. Now, I'm not sure, I need to do a bit of research, but I'm quite a fan of Liberty fabrics. And this genuinely looks like it could be a Liberty print. It feels like that, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but they do a special thing to the cotton that makes it feel like silk, and I think that might be what this is. But this looks like it could be a Liberty print, and as I imagine a lot of people know, Liberty prints are extremely expensive.
One sec, there might be a way for us to find this out. So what you can do is you can search images on Google, if I can remember how to do this. But I agree, it's really, really nice. I mean, even if it isn't, it's utterly stunning.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous, but it does look like one of their prints, so...
No, I agree. It's definitely Liberty style, if not Liberty fabric.
Yeah.
My next one is this lovely cotton, and it's just blue and white. Blue and white.
There we go.
It's just blue and white striped. It's really, really gorgeous. There's a fair amount of it as well. Again, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this. I did pick it up with the Little Mermaid in mind, but it doesn't really match anything that she wears. But then there is a thing called artistic license. So potentially we will just use artistic license and include this somewhere in the outfit, but we will see.
To be fair, Annabelle, even if you don't use that for a cosplay, that as a blouse
would be amazing.
Would suit you perfectly.
Wouldn't it be a great little sailor shirt though? Like, you know, the proper vintage style sailor. All right, that might have to be a project for this, I think.
So this, for me, is something that is quite nice. I'll probably use this to make a little something for my boyfriend because he really likes boat fabric. Funnily enough, he's not into boats, he just really likes boat fabric.
I mean, look, everyone has their thing.
It's just really nice, really cute. It's got lots of different boats on it with the different shaped sails, and they've all got names, and it's just lovely. There's not a lot of it, but it'll be nice to make something out of.
Right, so my next thing is actually something else that I picked up for Ben, and that is this gorgeous Chinese fabric.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's because I grabbed it really quick.
You weren't letting me anywhere near that.
No, definitely not. I really like this. I, again, am not 100% sure what I'm going to use this for, but it is just the kind of thing that Ben absolutely loves. It's got, what kind of fabric do you think it is? Because I was trying to figure this out. I don't think it's cotton, but I don't think it's quite synthetic either.
No.
It's a bit of an odd one, but it's absolutely
It
gorgeous.
feels very similar to this, to be fair.
No, that's true, it does.
Again, you'd have to do a burn test to find out if it's synthetic.
There's an awful lot of it.
You're probably going to find out it's proper Chinese silk, you know.
Oh, do you know what? That'd be amazing if I did. But it's absolutely stunning. The pattern on it is incredibly detailed. The movement of it is lovely, and there's a lot of it here again, so we're definitely going to be getting a lot of stuff out of it. I haven't actually showed Ben that one yet, but I think he will like it, and I did buy it with him in mind, so I don't know if he'll end up getting something out of it or if I will, but one of us definitely will get something made out of that.
Okay, so next I'm going to bring out, again, one of my favourite fabrics of this trip.
Oh, I like that one. That's the one I found.
Yeah, you found that for me. I am a big fan of tartans. All tartans, any tartans, doesn't matter if they're a bit of a different colour like this one or one of the proper clan tartans. I just love tartan. And this is genuinely going to be a skirt, probably not a walking skirt style. It'll probably be a bit more of a modern skirt, probably knee-length.
You know what you should make out of this though? Hidden pants.
Yes.
That would be perfect. In that way you have a tartan skirt, but it's actually trousers, and you could go riding in them.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool. Alrighty, my next fabric was one that I was debating on quite a bit, but I ended up getting it because it was just so unusual, and that is this lovely, very shiny green and cream flower fabric. It has a lot of metallic thread in it, which means if I make anything with this, I think I definitely need to use a lining, otherwise it's going to be quite itchy. But it was just so...
The metallic thread doesn't come through to the wrong side at all, really. It's quite...
Do you know what? I actually hadn't noticed that. I was just feeling the front. But it's just so unusual. I kind of felt I needed to get it. I have no idea what the hell I'm using this for. It's probably going to end up sitting in my stash for years, but I think it will definitely get used. It's just what for is
one of those
the
things
question.
That you need to find the right project for it.
Yeah, but it's utterly gorgeous. And again, it's such an unusual thing with all the green flowers and it being so shiny. But there's definitely... I mean, I think I'll look nice in it, but I just don't know what I'm going to make with it.
Oh look, more tartan. So this is...
Ben! Oh, the sass.
So this is another tartan, surprise, surprise. Very similar in its check to
Really
the purple
nice.
that I just brought out. It's a very similar feel. Again, I think it's probably mostly synthetic, but again, there's a nice amount of it. It'll make a nice little pleated skirt, and just love a bit of tartan.
No, I think that one looks absolutely gorgeous. So my next fabric was another one that I was debating about, and I ended up just getting it because it was so unusual. And it is this lovely synthetic-y stuff. There's about 3 or 4 meters of it. It's very synthetic, but its colours are just great. You've got this lovely dark blue and then almost like a plique style flowers. They are, I think, woven because you can see them on the back, and the back as well is just a blue and gold version of the flowers. And I can't decide which side I like better, because the blue and gold is nice, but then this colour has rainbows.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be used this side out, but it's interesting to see that it's woven in.
It's really, really cool, and like I said, it's very synthetic, but it was so unusual that I just had to pick it up, and I have no idea, again, what the hell I'm going to use this for. But I'm confident that I will find a very good project for it. I'm just not sure when, essentially. But the other thing is, looking at the edges, this fabric is going to fray like an absolute bitch. So we're definitely going to need to use the overlocker for this one, I think.
So next fabric that I've got is this. Now, could be synthetic, this could be a silk. Who knows? It's again
I think it's silk.
It could be. It could be.
It definitely feels like silk. So if it is synthetic, it is a good synthetic.
A lot of these fabrics that we've had from here seem to be quite high quality, and it's either a very, very, very good synthetic or it is potentially a silk. And again, it's going to be a burn test job. It's got lovely drape to it. Gold isn't really my colour, so this is almost certainly going to be a lining rather than a outside of anything. But it'll be a nice thing to have in my stash to play with, definitely.
So my next fabric was another one that I brought with Ben in mind, and essentially me and him just quite like the Chinesey style of fabrics, and this one has lots of cranes on. It's again a cotton by Westminster Fibres for Oriental Cranes, and by the looks of it, it is maybe a bit of a quilting cotton, but it is absolutely lovely. Again, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use this for, but certainly I'm going to use it for something, and there's quite a lot of it here, so we will see exactly what we do use it for.
So this is another suiting fabric. It's got a really nice stripe through it, so it's got 2 really thin stripes and then a single slightly thicker stripe alternating. It's not a suiting wool, it feels too lightweight for that. I think it's probably a cotton of some description. There's quite a lot of it. And I think this might be a skirt and waistcoat set.
I think it will look amazing as a skirt and waistcoat set.
Lovely.
Ooh, have you seen the other side as well?
Yeah, the other
That's
side is
almost
quite pretty.
just as nice.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, I really like that one.
But there's plenty of it, so we shall see what comes out of that.
Alright, so my next fabric is this beautiful blue velvet. Now this one I think is going to end up being my aerial skirt. To be fair, I picked up several blues. I was like, this is going to be the aerial skirt. No, this one is. And this one I think was the last one I picked up, and this is definitely going to be it. Because I am a sucker for velvet. And this, honestly, feels like it might be silk velvet. We're going to have to burn test it, but genuinely,
It's got the
so soft.
softest, nicest drape to
And
it
there
I've
was-
ever felt.
Yeah, there was another velvet that was black, and it felt really kind of rough, and I picked this one up, and I picked it up because I saw the underside and thought that was a nice fabric, flicked it over and went, oh, actually, and this is just so nice.
But look at the drape.
Oh, I
on
know,
there.
and this is why I think it's going to make a really nice skirt. For a circle skirt, it is going to be touch and go whether I have enough. But I think I might just make it. If nothing else, I should be able to cut out 2 half circles and then sew them together.
I can't decide if this has just gone a bit wrinkly from being stored or if it's supposed to be a slightly crushed velvet.
I mean, honestly, I don't mind either way.
And
It's very
genuinely,
nice.
if you look at the way the light catches that looks like the sea.
Yeah.
That is
No,
going to be
this-
so perfect for Ariel.
This is why I think it's going to make the best aerial skirt.
I'm running out of fabric.
I know, I think I got a lot of little pieces, whereas you got quite a lot of big pieces though.
Yeah.
Oh, that is nice.
So this, again, I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of this. My machine doesn't often get along well with stretch fabrics, so I don't tend to bother with them because it makes my life painful. And this has got a little bit of stretch to it. So you can see how the end curls over. It's quite a low stretch t-shirt fabric, so I'm hoping that I can get away with it with that little stretch. But it is just such a lovely colour. I couldn't resist it.
It'd go really well with the tartan you got earlier as well.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? And we shall see what we end up making out of this. I like roll neck, polo neck jumpers, so that might be what this ends up being, a really lightweight one
True.
of those.
No, I think that'll be a good plan. So my other fabric is also a purple. And this is another one where there is a lot of it here, and this is another one where I was debating whether or not it was a bit of a linen, because it's very lightweight, it has lovely movement to it, and I just really like it. And there's, to be fair, way more here than I think I actually need.
Yeah, there's loads.
But I'm sure I can find something to make it out of, to make with it. But it was just so nice. And again, with making an Ariel cosplay, at the same time I was actually going to make the Vanessa cosplay for when she's first walking along the beach. And I could make a toga, couldn't I? That would be hilarious. So I wanted a skirt fabric and I picked this up, and I have got to be honest, I've only just realised how much of this there is, and I think I can make the skirt and then have loads left over as well. So yeah, that's going to be fun.
Unsurprisingly,
It's tartan.
it's a tartan.
Oh, that's a nice one as well. Very red.
So this is a Royal Stewart. So this is a
Ah.
clan tartan. Royal Stewart is by far the most popular tartan because it's the most known one in the reds.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a lot of other red tartans, but this is a Royal Stewart. It's lovely and there's quite a lot of it. Again, it's quite synthetic, but there's enough of it to make something really nice out of.
Oh god, how much is in there?
A lot.
There must be at least 5 metres there. You can make an
There's-
entire tartan dress.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have every intention of doing so. So yeah, that is the end of my fabrics.
Oh gosh, so we still have mine to go through though. So my next piece is this lovely big chunk of denim, which I'm not going to open because I know that there's a dead spider in the middle of this one, and it scared the hell out of me when I was folding it up, so we're just going to, you know, leave it in there.
Or we could remove
But-
the dead spider.
Yeah,
rather than
I plan
keep it
to,
on
but
your lap.
not right now. Otherwise, I'm going to be over that side of the room. But there's a lot of it here. It's a really good solid denim, and I did quite want to experiment with making some denim corsets. Normally, I use old jeans for this, but this just seemed like a good opportunity to grab a bit of extra denim. Then the next thing I have is, again, something that I was thinking of for Loki, is just some gold fabric. This stuff is very synthetic, but
Quite stiff, isn't it?
I kind of figured I could use it for appliques. Like if I cut out shapes, I don't think it'll fray that badly.
No, it doesn't look like it wants to fray at all.
And
really.
to be fair, getting like this kind of shiny gold fabric is often quite hard. So when I saw this, it went straight in the bag because there is 110 things I can probably use this for, even if I don't use it for Lady Loki. And it is just quite nice. We then have this lace, which actually does have a label on. Poppy red Gapura lace, about 1 metre by 120 centimetres. and
Designer sample.
it is really gorgeous. I genuinely have no idea, again, what I'm going to use this for, but I figured that it will come in useful for something. It has this lovely edging along one side, and then it's really wide, and I think it does have the edging along the other side as well. So we haven't got loads to work with here, but we have got quite a bit. And I'm pretty sure that I will find something for it. To be fair, it says poppy red. I think it's a bit more of a pink. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to use it, and it's such a nice heavy lace as well that was definitely going to come home. After that, we have this fabric, which Emma actually picked out for me, and it is this lovely brocade.
So I spotted this and I knew that it wasn't something that I was going to use, but I knew it was exactly the sort of thing that Annabelle would use.
I am a sucker for brocade, it does have to be said. And here's the thing. If I can dye this pink, I know exactly what I'm going to use it for. If it can't be dyed, then I'm going to have to find a project specifically for this fabric.
This one smells significantly worse than the rest.
Agreed, that is rather pungent, I believe the word is. But it's a lovely fabric, it's nice, it's quite a light brocade but not particularly flexible, which is exactly what I want. So if I can dye this pink, I'm going to use this for my Peasant Briar Rose shawl, because her shawl is made out of a brocade and it is a very similar pattern to this. Then we have this lovely blue. Now this is a bit stretchy. What does the label say?
Pastel turquoise satin, backed poly crepe, 4-way stretch, spring 2015, Italy. Good lord, you're gonna not have fun sewing this.
It does have a few marks on it where it's clearly gotten a bit dirty where it's been stored. It's my colour. I really like lots of blues and light blues, and I think I would really like to try and make a kind of vintagey style dress out of this. So we'll see how that goes. My next fabric is then this lovely little piece here.
More blue.
And more blue, a bit more of a duck egg blue. And I really like this. I actually would love to make a bit of a blouse out of this. It's got kind of a wrinkle to it, but like a fashionable wrinkle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's textured, isn't
it?
I can't remember what this is called off the top of my head. I have
No,
seen it
but
before.
it feels really quite nice. And again, it's quite a synthetic fabric, but it's also something that I'm planning on using probably for a cosplay. We then have this lovely purple brocade, which again is kind of like Chinese style with all the dragons.
Good lord, how did you nab this without me noticing? We genuinely would have had a cat fight over this if I'd seen it.
I think this is the first one that I actually picked up, and it's just really, really lovely.
It is beautiful.
Well, I'm wondering if this one is silk brocade, because it feels a lot smoother than the other brocade, but I'm honestly not sure.
No, I think you might be right, because feel just along the selvage there where there's no...
Ah, yeah.
When you look at the threads, you can see the tiny, tiny little threads coming loose off of that.
So I kind of think this one is silk brocade, and the pattern is gorgeous. It's dragons, it's floral, it is so lovely, and I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but it will be used for something. Again, I'm kind of thinking vintage dress, and there's quite a bit of it as well. It's definitely going to fray like an absolute bitch as soon as I start cutting into it. I mean, the ends, we can see they're already starting to go, but I think this is going to be amazing. It really, really is, and it feels gorgeous. I think we got lucky here. We got very lucky, and I will credit that to Emma, because I saw the advert on Facebook and I went, yeah, it's okay. I don't need to go anywhere. And then
and I was peering over Annabelle's shoulder and went, no, we need to go there. Mainly because the lady had put some photographs of the stacks of fabric, and I could see some of the like things that look like wool hidden at the bottom. I'm a sucker for wool.
I mean, I think we both got a fairly decent stash, and then this is the last thing that was on my list, which kind of has a label as well.
That feels weird.
Well, apparently this originally cost 15 quid on its own, so there's like 3/4 of my 20. And I think this might be a very thin silk, and it has the most gorgeous rainbow embroidery on it.
I think this one's synthetic, just looking at the way the edges are fraying.
But honestly, just that embroidery, how beautiful is that? Absolutely stunning.
It's gorgeous.
There isn't loads of it, but I definitely think I can make something out of that. What, I'm not 100% sure, but something is definitely on the list. And that is everything. Well guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to like and subscribe. We also have a lovely Discord where both me and Emma were there to chat about all kinds of nerdy fabric things. If you wish to give your opinions on our fabric, there is the comment section down below as well. And otherwise, we release videos every single Wednesday, and I will see you next week. Bye!